the All Blacks, of course, we all know a lot of key players are still back at home, 3 a.m. in the morning. I just wonder how many of them, Justin, you'd know a few of them, how many are up or how many will be using My Sky?
I'm certain that they'll all be up. My Sky will be being used by a few New Zealanders, but it certainly won't be by the All Blacks that have been left at home. They'll be on the edge of their seats. I guess they'll be wishing they were here, but they'll be very supportive of their teammates and looking forward to Keven Mealamu, as we can see now, leading them out as All Black captain to perform and carry on the momentum they've already got so far this season.
So it's the slow walk out onto this arena for this All Black team. Vastly different, as I mentioned earlier, from the one that played the Wallabies a couple of weeks ago, but they'll get a very good reception. Well, Keven Mealamu, of course, is a vastly experienced captain with the Blues, with Auckland, and the second time that he's captained the All Blacks in a test match, previously against Scotland in 2008. And he'll be confident of the guys that he's got around him. He'll know them well.
He certainly will, but he'll be under pressure. There's a lot of players there that'll be in this environment for the first time. Guys like Richard Kahui, Thompson also, that'll be chomping at the bit, and Mealamu's experience will be very much needed.
So now, Victor Matfield and the Springboks. Well, the Springboks are yet to win a game in this season's Tri-Nations. For their last chance, they make significant changes, notably at first five, where Morné Steyn is restored to number 10 in place of Butch James, and at fullback, 20-year-old Patrick Lambie slots in for the injured Francois Steyn. Lambie played first five in Wellington 3 weeks ago, and in the pack, big ball carrier Willem Alberts comes in on the blind side flank, while in the front row, the big talking point, Bismarck du Plessis taking over at hooker from John Smith. Okay, we're standing by now for the anthems. New Zealand national anthem to be sung by Felicity Kirin, and the South African national anthem by Jay. Well, that has certainly set the scene. And now, just to confirm it, the All Blacks about to do the haka.
Well, it's emotionally charged now, let alone in a couple of minutes' time. When the All Blacks start this haka and then complete at the Springboks, as you can see there as they're walking away to the left, still got their tracksuit pants on. So the games will continue after this. They'll take them off, take their time, not let the All Blacks go straight into it.
Well, there's a bit of competition there, but I think the message got through.
I think it certainly did. Well, the crowd is absolutely on fire. So the atmosphere, Tony Johnson, is absolutely buzzing already, and the ball hasn't even been kicked off.
Yeah, fever pitch, and I think the Springbok fans are aware of these large number of South Africans supporting the All Blacks, and I don't know whether I've heard a louder reception for the Springbok team running onto the field.
Well, we've got the helicopter hovering overhead here at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. And it won't be long before we're underway here.
So it looks like, as we're looking at it, you can see the All Blacks are making their way up to halfway, that they'll be kicking off. So there's Sonny Bill Williams, a massive game for him. Kevin Malamu, the leader. But for Colin Slade, he'll be the man kicking off at halfway. We've seen their tactics of late, the All Blacks, which is to kick nice and shallow. Carter's had that pinpoint. A very important start for Slade to get that kick right, and they've split the All Blacks, so they're definitely going for that type of kick-off.
One last look at the haka before we get underway here. Referee George Clancy of Ireland, his 15th international. Checks with the Springboks, the All Blacks are ready. And the 83rd international between these two great rugby nations is underway. And the Springboks, through Jean de Villiers, have claimed it. 10 out from their own 22. Back to Mornay Steyn. And we'll see a fair bit of kicking, no doubt. The All Blacks won't mind that, though, as Dag tries to launch a counter-attack early on, and Tawiava breaks a couple of early tackles. 5 metres on their own side of halfway with Jimmy Cowan digging in hard. Now he gets it away for Kano. And the All Blacks will want to keep the ball in hand early on as Slade gets it across to Sonny Bill Williams. Flicks the pass to Dag, straight through the gap now, linking. He's got Jimmy Cowan, big sprint for Jimmy Cowan. Just not quite there. All Blacks still got a chance though. Couple of metres away, looking to free it quickly.
Big numbers on the right.
Williams makes the pass to Slade. Forces are gathered. Long pass, but he's thrown it away. Has Williams, and the Springboks might just get out of this. What a start by the All Blacks. Not able to score though, as Furi de Pria lines it back for Steyn, and he hoofs it away downfield. Again, it's not out. Tawiava has it, just approaching halfway. Made a good start, Isaiah Tawiava.
Off his leg, not up on.
Now Liam Messam over the ball. Off it goes again to Slade. Now Williams, oh, he's dropped it. And that'll be a knock on, but boy, what a start.
Scintillating start from the All Blacks. The coaches, as we can see, they'll be happy with that start. De Villiers, he'll be a bit nervous. They were sliced open too easy there, the Springboks. New Zealand have missed a chance here for mine. This is the break from Dag. He goes through the line beautifully. He unloads it to Jimmy Cowan. Cowan has the support on his outside. You can see there There's the support, but they've covered it up very well. Habana made a brilliant tackle to cut that off. And then they had the opportunity on the right, but the passes were too laboured, and the Springboks managed to cut it off.
Well, that was almost Israel Dagg starting off where he
Just
finished
over
the
2
last.
minutes gone in the game.
Touch.
And Furi de Pria,
Engage.
first scrum from the All Blacks, looks pretty solid. Spieth off the back. De Pria in a fair bit of space. Now Lambie. Just about wriggled through the tackle. Getting across and cover defence though was Adam Thompson.
Knock on back here, scrum.
And a good incision, so both fullbacks involved early.
Yeah, they certainly were. That was a good start from Patrick Lambie. In a position that he sort of swaps around at, plays 10, plays 15. Here he does very well. Gets halfway through the gap. I think it was Kahui that was in the background there. Almost did enough to just slow him down. So Thompson, who was coming from the scrum, and it was a midfield scrum, was able to get there and make the counter tackle. But a good start from the Springboks, but the All Blacks now have the opportunity to get the ball back in their hands.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
So Jimmy Cowan off the back to Messam. Now Cowan, a bit of space again. Williams takes it hard to the line. Nice life load to Cowan. Slade. This will come down around about the halfway line, and none of the Springboks were interested. And Jimmy Cowan, well, one of the All Blacks in there to claim it, but they've turned it over. And then a kick downfield by de Pria was nowhere near it. Dagg slings it wide. Gear has to chase after this, waiting for a decent sort of a bounce. And a lot of green jerseys there. Jose Gear has to try and settle this near the 22. As Cowan feeds it off to Slade. Looks like they're going to keep this high and in the middle of the park. De Pria waits. Thompson there. Ball claimed. And the All Blacks again turn it over quickly. Williams, quick hands. Oh, he just couldn't offload it. Has another go at it. But it's been knocked on by the Springboks. Gee whiz, if Ali Williams had cleared that, they were down the right wing side, no problem.
Yeah, well, you can see him there. I think he's asking the question, why was that not play on? Because he went to flick the pass. Obviously, the Springbok player that came through, but he was just asking the question. But again, that was a great kick from Slade. He started very well. It was pinpoint. Thompson was up there putting the pressure on. And again, they exposed the Springbok defence with ease, and they're just cutting them apart at the moment with ball in hand. This is Thompson coming through. De Pria just shells it straight away. Not a lot of pressure on him in the air from Thompson. It just being in that area put him off. And this is the mistake.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Good solid scrum again. Good platform. Messam gets in a bit of trouble, but he's still going. Liam Messam bounces out of one. 5 metres on his own side of halfway with Cowan. Hard to get it out of there. No, he goes wide for Slade. Nice little stab through. This could sit up. It does. And off it goes to Williams. Now Kahui. He's got gear there, but he threw it away. And it's been intercepted by Jacques Fourie. And the Springboks have got out of trouble again, but the All Blacks breaching the line once again as Mornay Steyn is able to clear. Colin Slade's got it. He wants to throw it quickly, and he does. Off it goes to Dagg. Now Toiava, again with plenty of room to work in. He tried to put the kick in, didn't work though. Had to try and recover it. And the All Blacks have it. No, they haven't. Penalty.
Yeah, Ali Williams has gone straight down on that. He's basically tried to protect the ball by lying on it. Fourie de Pria thought that he was going to get away with a quick tap there. Referees don't seem to like that nowadays, Tony.
The All Blacks are breaching the Springbok defence. No certainty about the Springbok defence at all, either under the high ball or on the tackle, but they are missing opportunities. Jacques Fourie has saved the box twice. Well, looks like Mornay Steyn's going to have a shot at goal here. But Jacques Fourie, he was the man who got quickly up out of the line when Ali Williams had the chance to spread it. And he also was the man who turned up at just the right time to stem this very promising movement.
Well, Kahui, I think, had to do more. He had to try and take contact and then perhaps get an offload away. He passed early and never really committed any defenders. They didn't really capitalise on that. They haven't capitalised on the line breaks they've made at the moment, the All Blacks, because they're running the Springboks absolutely ragged. From the Springboks perspective, Mornay Steyn, who's about to take this kick, He has to kick that ball into the crowd, or the All Blacks are going to come at them all day and they won't cope.
Well, a chorus of boos. Morné Steyn unleashes towards the posts and nails it.
Well, that's rugby for you, isn't it? They've been absolutely cut apart, the Springboks. They've had no ball, no possession whatsoever, no territory, but yet they're the first to get the points on the board.
Right, so Colin Slade, he's not going to get the 10 metres. It's been tapped down by Williams, but not good enough. And so the Springboks can take this back to halfway and start again with a scrum.
I can't really take umbrage with what he was trying to do there. The execution is difficult. He's only just missed it by half a metre. It was perfect. If it was just that half a metre further, then Williams would have got it. That's the type of thing that the All Blacks tactically are using at kickoffs nowadays. They're trying to keep the ball flat, not letting lifters get the players up in the air, and they're getting great rewards from it. So you can't say that that was a bad mistake. It was a positive one. He was trying to get the ball back off the kickoff.
I think the Springboks would have to be pretty happy with things right at the moment. They've been under the cosh, but they've survived. They've got the first points of the game. A couple of mistakes from the All Blacks. This will help them settle after a lot of pressure in the build-up to this test.
About 8 minutes gone in the game here in Port Elizabeth. 3 points to 0. The Boks lead. Pierre Spies as the Springboks try to put some pressure on. And he's got the All Blacks.
Now Barkey's is right in there. What a surprise. Oh, you've got to love him. He can't help himself, that man.
Number 4. Time off, please.
Well, a few high fives here.
Well, it's Sam Whitelock, the man who's been spoken to by the referee, not Bucky's.
Come here. Captain.
Oh no, here he goes. Here's a word.
Captain. Captain. You've just won a penalty, and he's put that in jeopardy. No. I've already spoken to him. Time to calm down.
Honestly, he is a genius. He gets himself into so much trouble, and then straight away he was, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir. Sir's not something that's coming out of his mouth prior to the incident.
It is a shot.
Oh, it's a powerful scrum. You can see there the All Black Lucy's Thompson was off early. Messam was on the back foot. Not a concerted 8. The Springboks were always going to scrum there. That shot showed it brilliantly. All 8 stayed on and they were going for the scrum. The All Blacks are obviously a bit vulnerable with the Lucy's looking either side because the Springboks could attack from there either way. Because of that, they didn't have the force of the 8 behind them, conceded the scrum.
Kick of 48 metres and Morné Steyn lands a second. 6 points to 0 after 10 minutes. So Colin Slade will try it again. And this time he gets it right. And Matfield, great aerial skills, we all know that.
Fantastic catch.
du Preez. Off it goes to Steyn. He just heaves it on as the Springboks rumble it up in midfield. Now Steyn works it off to Fourie. Good tackle by Williams.
Ball is out.
Lambie couldn't find it, and Mialamu tries to reclaim it. Du Preez. Off it goes downfield from Steyn. Now, was that touched? I don't think so, by an All Black. It was a wobbly old kick.
Yeah, that's either very clever or he's mishit it, because it had no right whatsoever to fly like that. That's not the natural way that a rugby ball flies. And he's not only managed to hit it like that, he's got a fantastic bounce as well, which has put the All Blacks back deep on the 22.
Mialamu throws quickly. Williams delivers off to Cowan. Now Slade. Messam in midfield. Slade again. Once again trying to drop it in behind Peterson, and the bounce for a moment was awkward. He recovered well. And JP Peterson, 10 metres on the All Black side of halfway. Snapped up by Willem Alberts. Now Steyn gets it wide. Here's Habana. Hasn't scored a try in a test match for a long time, Brian Habana. And now the All Blacks get a penalty.
Yeah, that was some great work there by Sam Whitelock. The All Blacks committing a few to the tackle, but Whitelock just pouncing at the right time. And now one of the Springbok forwards is down. I think it might be Heinrich Brousseau. And he's worse for wear.
Yeah.
He's got one in the face by the look of it.
Oh, that's nasty. However, it's only superficial. They'll fix that up.
Yeah. It'll obviously cost him after he's finished playing rugby, but at the moment he'll just get it patched up and get on with it, I guess.
He's had a dreadful run of injuries, Heinrich Brousseau.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he has.
It's very easy for you to say from the comfort of your commentary position 50 metres above the ground, Nisbo. I think that's a little bit more than superficial, isn't it? He's gushing.
Yeah, he is gushing. It means that he's got a stud or something that's gone inside. There it is. It is a stud. You can see the boot of Brian Habana. He's run into it as he's come in, and that's just gone straight through him. You can see him reeling backwards. What fantastic camera work. Brousseau there, and he's run straight into the boot, and that stud will put a hole right above his eye there. Not nice to see, but as you said, Nisbo, with all your chivalry up here, he shall get patched up and he'll be back soon.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Ashley Johnson comes on, and Colin Slade drives the All Blacks inside the Springbok 22. Great launching pad here.
That's a very good kick by Slade.
I'd like to see the All Blacks attempt to drive here. Everybody will be expecting them to go wide, including the Springbok defence. Take them on up front.
Thompson takes it in. Mialamu gets it. Now Cowan slings it wide. Lovely pass into the arms of Toiava as they move it out towards centre field. Now Cowan dips in again, drops the pass off to Mialamu. And the All Black captain rolls it back. Now Cowan again. Up to Williams. Being patient in the build-up here. Slade looking for a runner. In the end, drags the Springboks across to this near touchline where Cowan again releases. Mialamu. Nice and low to the ground, Kevin Mialamu. Now Jimmy Cowan. Wide again to Thompson. Good skills. Had to get rid of it quickly. Slade pivoting round. Springbok defence solid though. Trying to attack the All Black ball. Mialamu. He's got Sonny Bill Williams, looks like first receiver. Then he goes, throws a poor pass to Dag, who intends and gets it wide. Real opportunity here for Kahui. Bursting through tackles, Richard Kahui. 5 metres away. Toiava sends it up for Williams. Now Williams, that's Sonny Bill to Ali Williams. Looking to turn him on the ground, but he's managed to swivel his way clear. Here's Toiava. And De Gea, the pass never quite arrived, but now Jose Gea fighting his way through. Plenty of pressure here from the All Blacks. Trying to go straight through the middle, which wouldn't be a bad way to go. The Springboks are fan wide again. Slade, another poor pass. Nicely picked up though by Kano. As he drops it onto the ground now. Here's Toiava up the centre. Good tackle on him and a penalty against the All Blacks.
Try-saving tackle, whoever that was. I think it was de Villiers.
Well, he's the man getting the pats on the back. This is relentless pressure from the All Blacks, but their passing certainly isn't good enough at the moment to cash in on the opportunities they're creating for themselves.
They just look hesitant, I think, Tony, to get over the line. At times, they're creating overlaps, and then they just look like they're shoveling the ball a little bit. Toiava there did the right thing. He just straightened and went. I think at the moment, they're just being too patient, if that makes sense. There's opportunities for them to go. This is the break. De Villiers looked like he'd been pushed off. He did well to hang on.
Green. 15 minutes gone in the game. 6 points to 0. 2 penalties by Morné Steyn.
And 2 metres. Get back.
that there's been plenty of action in this one. Possession and territory very much with the All Blacks. So Bismarck du Plessis almost overthrown, but it fell into the arms of Yanni du Plessis. Du Preez looks like he's got a kick from the base. Not a very good one.
Not a very good one.
Straight into the arms of Dag. Again, he pumps high. The All Blacks have a particular tactic here. He's pushed it a bit far though. Lambie was comfortable. Now Fourie du Preez. Gear going back inside his 22. Slade ventures outside and then drops the little kicker. Not bad. Springboks after it, but it's been claimed by Bakis Botha. Down he goes in the tackle of Whitelock, and Thompson deemed to be offside. And he's not happy about it.
He's reading the game very well, Colin Slade. I know these things that he is doing sometimes aren't coming off. It's just through the unlucky bounce.
He can't handle it after that. I know he was the tackler, but he can't handle it with a rock form.
But you'd have to say that the Springbok tactics for them when they get the ball are working. They're kicking the ball deep. They're not particularly worrying about the angles. And then they are just putting some pressure on when they get inside All Black territory, and the penalties are coming.
Yes,
Thompson.
they are. I agree with that. However, they won't want to be kicking to this back three that long with that much space all day, because the All Blacks have shown the ability already to build that momentum into points.
Well, Morné Steyn, if he lands this, it'll be 100 points for him against the All Blacks. So 3 penalty goals by Morné Steyn, and the Boks lead by 9-0.
Oh, he's absolutely lethal. Sorry, I meant to say build that momentum into line breaks. The only thing the All Blacks aren't doing is capitalising on those line breaks. They've had enough of them to score points. They're just not quite getting there yet.
Slade again, pushing this one a bit further. Matfield won't have any problems bringing this one in, as Williams gets there to try and pull him back the All Blacks' way. Du Preez, he's going to kick again. No distance in this one though. Gear goes in after it, knocked it on in the process. Now Steenkamp taken down by his opposite, Tony Woodcock.
Advantage over.
Matfield slings it wide. Here's Spies having a go at Williams, who took a while to get him down, but he finally did.
No.
He's a great athlete, Pierre Spies. Now short side with Matfield running into Williams. Du Preez for Steyn. Yanni du Plessis, big tackle on him by Kevin Mialamu. And the All Blacks get a penalty. Hand in the ruck.
In big moments, big players step up. The All Blacks have no right to be in this position to kick points. The Springboks had the ball, and what happened was Kevin Mialamu grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck. More importantly, Yanni du Plessis by the scruff of the neck, lifted him up, drove him backwards into the ground, and then Kano and the boys did the work, and they've turned that into points. If Slade can get this over, that's great defence and a leader standing up at the time that he was needed.
Yeah, they read that well, the All Black forwards, sensed that the Springbok ball was under pressure, then they hit with the counter ruck. What an important tackle made there by the skipper. And what an important kick this here for Colin Slade, his first.
.35 metres out for Colin Slade. And looks like he's pushed it away to the right. So a nervous start.
Well, he just stopped on it. I think he just didn't kick through the ball. He stabbed at it, and because of that, it just didn't get the momentum or the power into it, and he sort of tried to push it there rather than just kicking through with rhythm. But we've got to change by the look of it, TJ.
Yes, Patrick Lambie coming off, not looking too happy, and he's been replaced by Francois Hoekart, so this is going to mean a bit of a reshuffle in the Springbok backs. Hoekart will go to the wing, and it looks like JP Peterson will go to fullback.
In the meantime, Steyn, the long 22 dropout into the arms of Cowan. Back now for Slade. Oh, that's no good. That's gone straight up. And the Springboks under control as Habana. And he didn't release it.
And then neutrally.
Good effort by Kano. He was clean over the top. Here's Cowan running straight at them. Slipped the pass. It was forward, but he got away with it. As the All Blacks head off downfield again. Here's Towiava in a bit of space. Peterson had to make the tackle. They're only 10 metres away. Snapped up there by Woodcock. Williams. That's Ali Williams. Now Cowan. Slade looks for the inside pass. Gets it for Dag. He tries to send it up. It's been knocked forward by the All Blacks. So he's playing advantage here. And back for Steyn. And he's hoofed it away downfield. It won't find touch though, as Gear hands it off to Thompson, who's standing back. Oh, he's a bit isolated, Adam Thompson. And the Springboks outnumbered them. Now Ashley Johnson got away from one tackle. He's a hard man to put away. Close to that touchline.
Ashley Johnson's just knocked this on a little bit. Might have been in touch as well, but it's going to be a scrum. Well, once again, more threatening attack from the All Blacks, but the Springboks scrambling.
Yeah, they're scrambling very well. You've got it dead right there, Tony. That's what they're doing. They're hanging on. I think they deserve to be in this position that they're in now, because it was definitely a forward pass from Jimmy Cowan, and then it put them under real pressure. It was good of him to take the initiative to make the break, and then he threw the pass forward from there, and the Springboks are scrambling. This is the knock on from Johnson. I just want to go on a little bit about him. The Springboks may pay for what they're doing. They've added Johnson into their mix, and they've only gone with 2 back reserves. Because of that, because of the injury to Lambie, they've already had to inject Hoekart, and all they've got left is Butch James. So Johnson's already on the field for Brousseau, but they've got 5 reserve forwards and only 2 reserve backs, and they've already used up one of them. So will that come to cost them later in the match?
Crouch.
Well, there have been questions asked about the Springboks' ability to run out 80 minutes. We'll see, as it's off the back from Messam to Cowan. Cowan steps through a couple of tackles. Good run by Jimmy Cowan. Need to keep the momentum going, and they do so as Kano bursts onto it. Just out from the 22. Now Mia Lamu pops it up for Thompson, and Adam Thompson takes it to the setup. Now John Afoa away from Whitelock. All Blacks looking for a more direct approach here. They've tried the Springboks out wide. Now Cowan for Mialamu. You can always get a couple of metres out of Kevin Mialamu. Cowan now to Slade. Slings it wide. Ducking and diving, trying to get under a few tackles there was Israel Dag. But just at the moment, the Springboks defence holding. Looked shaky early. Now Towiava, good spot tackle by Jacques Fourie. And they've conceded another one.
You have your penalty.
Barkey's bought it with plenty to say.
Well, the All Blacks for me tactically is Morné Steyn. Oh, what a kick. What a kick. This is the penalty. That's the man tackling them that I want to digress on, which is Jacques Fourie. He's coming up quick all day. He's running up, he's trying to cut it off. Habana's doing the same. The All Blacks need to stop the second man plays. They need to stop throwing the ball behind players and hit the short runner, because they're coming up too fast and too square. If they hit the short runner, the All Blacks will breach the defence. At the moment, they're still playing into the hands because the ball's so deep. But anyway, they've got more important problems right now to deal with.
Well, they've got this wonderful Springbok line out. Matfield will call it. And up goes Spies, hands it off to Matfield. They roll around the back. Steenkamp has a hold of it. They're just a metre short.
Hands up, Black! Stay inside now.
All Blacks' defence will have to be good here. Off it goes to Bismarck du Plessis. Good, strong defence on him. Matfield and Borta. Borta first. Now, here's Ashley Johnson. Good thumping tackle by Williams. Sonny Bill, that is. Now.
Oh, another one.
To Phineas. Boy, there's some big hits here. Now they go to Havana. Furi de Pria. Hawkard is up in the action.
Hands up.
Springboks complaining. And they get their wish.
He had to give up. Sam Whitelock, you had to give up. Initially he was on his feet, he had to go at the ball, he couldn't quite get it. There he had done enough, he'd slowed the ball down enough then to just pull away and give up. He couldn't resist, he kept going and he's been penalised for it. But TJ, what about those tackles?
Well, massive defence from the All Blacks that time, and they did so well to stem the line-out drive because it was looking threatening. And totally agree with what you say there. I think Sam Whitelock, not only did he should he have bailed out, but you know, giving away penalties that close to the line, dangerous. Heinrich Brousseau is back. He's swathed in bandages, but here's an easy shot at goal for Morné Steyn.
Well, this will be penalty number 4, and it is. 12 points to 0. Remember, he kicked 8 penalties against the All Blacks in Durban 2 years ago. He's got 4 in the first 26 minutes of this one.
Well, this is Whitelock here, so he's having to go there, he's having to go. Now he's got to give up now, but he still goes, and then pulls it away. He did enough, he just couldn't help himself.
So Slade tries one up the centre this time. Nicely claimed by Jacques Fourie. Furi de Pria for Morné Steyn. Now Dagg decides to settle this one down. First time really the All Blacks have looked for the touchline.
Oh, how dangerous has Israel Dagg looked with the ball? Inside balls, running on the outside, counter-attack. He is looking lethal out there. He looks like he's in such good form, which is great to see. Interesting stat for you. 12 missed tackles from the Springboks to only 2 by New Zealand, yet they're behind 12-0 New Zealand. How does that happen?
Bismarck du Plessis. Matfield. It is an outstanding line-out, has been for a long time. Now, Furi de Pria. Tough one here for Gear. He's waved the opposition away. He said, I'll take it. Did well, Jose Gear, and off he goes. Good, strong run. And that wasn't a tackle at all from Willem Alberts.
No, it was a shoulder charge.
Yeah, exactly. Now Colin Slade trying to drive it over the top of JP Peterson. Now this will come down on the All Black 10-metre line, and Dagg commits himself beautifully. Brousseau drives him back on the tackle. Snapped up by Messam, goes one way, then runs into Brousseau. As Coward brings it out for Slade. Across for Whitelock. Coward again. Here's Slade looking to probe. Nowhere to go though. Tauiava stands over it. Again, the midfield bomb. Peterson waits. No pressure on him at all though. All the time in the world, JP Peterson brings it into All Black territory. De Villiers across to Steenkamp. Alfawa sticks with him. Now Morné Steyn. Yanni du Plessis sandwiched in a big tackle. 5 metres on the All Black side of halfway. Flat pass. Did well to get rid of it. And now Hawkart. De Pria again, slings it wide. All Blacks a bit thin over here. Havana. De Villiers at least, and Brousseau puts it down. Snapped up by John Alfawa. Long sequence of play here as Cowan feeds it up to Toiava. All Blacks looking to bring it wide again through Slade. Now Kano, Gear. Good defence on him, really good defence on him. And they've got it clear, the All Blacks. Now here's Slade, sees a big gap and off goes Colin Slade. He's got Jimmy Cowan back on the inside. Cowan. All Blacks struggling to get players to the ball. It's slow and it's been picked up by Bismarck du Plessis.
Some tired players out there now.
Boy, there's some running going on here. Morné Steyn. Oh, this isn't a bad kick at all. He'll be holding his breath a bit though. Holding it, holding it, holding it. Oh no, didn't make it.
There's no one within 30 metres of Israel Dagwiri. You can see him there. Now they're coming. That was a huge sequence, long sequence of play. Dags, he's just milking the clock.
Well, the All Blacks will want to keep the pace up. They'll be the fitter team.
Yeah, there's already a few hands-on hits, although to be fair, both sides sucking in the big ones. Good thing this isn't being played at altitude up in Pretoria, somewhere like that. There'd be an oxygen jet.
Well, you combine the physicality with the pace as well, and no wonder they're tired.
8.5 minutes remaining as Matfield claims it. Whitelock trying to rip it off him.
There's them all.
And the Springboks in control of this.
Stand side.
As du Preez gets it off to Bismarck du Plessis. This time he does get through the tackle of Mialamu. Set away to Steyn. Now de Villiers, Peterson. Took a bit of putting away, JP Peterson. Now Havana up to Steenkamp. And the loose head prop is inside the 22 where Ferry du Preez. Off to Morné Steyn. Here's Bismarck who started it all. He's hard to put down. Now they get him. And he goes down big time on his back. The All Blacks looking to turn it. Not able to do so. Du Preez hands it up to Spies. Good tackle by Kano on him, but the
Drop
box
goal.
still have it. Here we go. Drop kick. And yep.
The attack was pretty good from the Springboks, but the New Zealand defence was equal to it. They just really didn't have a lot of options left, the Springboks, and he's very good at summing that situation up. Morné Steyn, he dropped back into the pocket. He's got all the time in the world, no one else read it, and he's going to execute that all day if you give him that sort of time.
Well, some fantastic work in the lead up to this. I mean, he's an expert, isn't he? But some great work by Bismarck du Plessis, despite the fact that he lost his boot somewhere along the way. Well, the All Blacks have played a lot of rugby in this half, and they're down now by 15 points. This is good accumulation by the Springboks.
Some very somber faces in there.
Well, they've got to be encouraged, though. Like they're breaking the line. They just look to me like they're not assertive enough in the key moments. We saw that initial breakout. They just shoveled the ball across when they had already manipulated and outnumbered the Springboks. They just look slightly hesitant, whereas the Springboks are very aggressive. They're very assured of where they're going.
Justin, I think the man with the ball in his hands right now just needs something to go right for him, Colin Slade.
Well, the kickoff again. Matfield claims it. So the Springboks very tidy in that area. As du Preez off to Steyn. Initial tackle missed again. This time by Messam. Playing with a bit of width here, the Springboks. Off goes Jean de Villiers. Again, the All Blacks can't turn it over. Now Brousseau hanging on to him as Woodcock. Du Preez, Steyn, giving the All Blacks a little taste of the midfield. Beautiful work again by Dag.
Straight off their feet.
Come in, taking the space. You come in and took the space, nowhere near the ball.
Six minutes remaining, first half.
The All Blacks are persisting with that kickoff that they've used so well so far this year. I just wonder why they are kicking it, though, to the same side as Victor Matfield. He's so good in the air. We know that. Kick it to the other side. The Barkeys is not as agile and not as good on his feet. Need to win some kickoffs, get the ball back if we're going to persist with that particular tactic. They'll need to come away with some points. 6 minutes out from half-time, they'll want something for all of the good work they've done.
Mialamu goes near the back. Williams tips into the arms of Cowan. Now Slade. Off to Williams. On the inside it goes. Beautiful move. Here's a real opportunity. Kahui scratching, and he reckons he's got it down. Yes, he has. Richard Kahui, what a great try.
Well, that's what the All Blacks were after. They needed some points out of this half for the domination they've had in line breaks and making the Springboks miss tackles, and they weren't getting the results on the scoreboard. This is a set move. It's an inside ball from Williams. It's done quite deep, but it's the inside ball that catches de Villiers out. That looks slightly forward, you'd have to say. However, Kahui's finish is brilliant. They've got to probably dodge the bullet there with the forward pass, but the finishing, you cannot argue with.
Great strength from Kahui. We saw it earlier on in the half too. He had a bit of work to do here because he went over on his back. I said something needed to go right for Colin Slade just for his own confidence. That was a nice pass that he threw, plus a beautiful in ball from Sonny Bill Williams to break open the defence. This time they've cashed in.
Trying to bring it around and not able to do so. So it's an unconverted try. Richard Kahui, his 6th try in Test rugby. 15-5, about 4 minutes remaining.
That's the inside ball. This is the one that's questionable. That might be okay. It's a line ball. You make your own luck. And well finished by Kahui. He's looked strong every time he's carried the ball. And he gets the just rewards, as Tony Johnson mentioned. Great upper body strength to finish.
Now Steyn might have overcooked it, perhaps. No, he's done it right, I think. The All Blacks are pointing, and the assistant referee might play a part here. No, it's a knock-on Springboks.
Thank you.
Well, that's a real boost to the All Blacks because, as I said before, they've been playing a lot of rugby without getting points on the board. I think their attack in this game has been very good, and for the most part they've been scrambling. I mean, most of those opportunities that the Springboks have had at goal have been from well out. It's just the accuracy, the precision that they need to capitalise on what they're creating for themselves.
It's a better call as well. The move was at the line. It brought the rush Springbok defence at them. The players couldn't adjust with the quick sleight of hand, the inside pass. That's what they need to do because the Springboks are rushing them. Better move call from Colin Slade, executed it brilliantly.
It's gone down this side. We'll have it again.
Well, we've seen one good Springbok scrum so far in this game. There haven't been very many scrums in the match all up. This is only the 6th.
Oh, big Guthrie Steenkamp there. Grant coming back from a long layoff. He's one, I guess you'd have to look at his fitness over the 80, but he's made his presence felt in the scrums.
Again, a bit of pressure here, but the All Blacks hold up okay. Now Toiava almost lost that behind him. Here's Slade, slipping a couple of tackles, and nice pass. Gets it away to Williams. And the All Blacks go down to 5 metres from halfway. Cowan, plenty of hands in there, as stubbed ahead by Colin Slade. Peterson, and he's booted it out on the full. Now the pressure comes on. The Springboks, the All Blacks looking far better on the backs. We always expected that would happen.
Looking very dangerous. There's a beautiful little pass, sleight of hand from Colin Slade to set Kahui away, who's looked strong as well. You'd have to say everyone in the back lines looked very good. Now the All Blacks will be interesting. This is a very similar position to the move that they just executed. Will they go for the same move with some slight variation, or will they do something completely different?
Mialamu finds his mark again. Now Slade looking to double round. Here he comes, Colin Slade. Oh, intercept! You can see that coming a mile away. Peterson to Habana. Great defensive tackle on him by Toiava had to be made. They intercept Kings, the Springboks, and the long passes found no one at all. Hawkart has to go back. And he's made a good burst too. Got it away to Steenkamp. That's the 10-metre line, All Black territory, as du Preez gets it wide to Steyn. Now here's de Villiers. Peterson runs into Toiava and down he goes. 15 on the All Black side of halfway. Just over a minute remaining in this first half. And back goes Bismarck du Plessis. And the Springboks continue their attack. Williams goes high on de Villiers. And Jacques Fourie, he shelled it. And it was okay, he should have taken it.
Oh, he should have, and if he did, they were going to be going deep into the All Black defensive line there. De Villiers did well and absolutely no room to move. The pass was nice. I don't think Fourie was expecting it. Oh, yes.
Well, a couple of good tackles. I mentioned before how the Springboks have been scrambling well, but some good scrambling defence there from the All Blacks. Toiava, well, maybe a couple of years ago, Habana might have got away, but he cut him down well.
Time very nearly up in the first half. 15-5.
Comes for Slade once again. The charge down from Matfield.
Leave it.
Rescued by Jerome Kano.
As Willem Albert sends it wide. Here's Matfield. Now de Villiers. Peterson. Charging onto it goes Alberts again.
Leave it now.
Springboks finishing the half strongly, and they've got numbers as well. Here's Bismarck du Plessis.
No, it's fine, he's fine, he's tackled.
Now du Preez. Another drop kick. No good. No good. What a change. Half-time has come at Port Elizabeth. 15 points to 5.
As we watch the late action from this half, I think the All Blacks would have been really disappointed if they conceded the points here from the turnover from Brousseau. However, Steyn has missed. The All Blacks have done enough in this half, you'd have to say, but they haven't got the points on the board. The Springboks been very efficient with all their experience and capitalised on everything that they've got. The All Blacks, plenty of work to do in the second half in this hostile environment.
All Blacks score the only try, but the Boks lead by 15 points to 5. And the Springboks, and the All Blacks came up with the only try of the first half. The only problem for them was that they conceded 4 kickable penalties to Morné Steyn, and he also added a drop kick as well. So 15 points to 5 at the halftime break, and there it is. Steyn 4 penalties and a drop goal, missing with one just before the break, and Richard Kahui scoring the only try of the match so far. 15 points to 5. Let's relive some of the highlights. And by gee, the All Blacks gave the opposition defence a real workout early in this game.
Yeah, they certainly do. Israel Dagg, who's been on absolute fire, he was the man to make this bust. Jimmy Cowan, it's only a great tackle from Habana that cuts him down, that stops the All Blacks from scoring in that particular one. However, from there, they are still able to build plenty of attack. This here, again, an inside ball. Kahui was the one who found himself in space. These numerous line breaks, the Springboks were really scrambling until this, which was the try the All Blacks constructed from set piece. It was lovely passing, but it's the inside board to Jose Gear, the offload, and look at the strength. He still has so much work to do, Kahui. He's got plenty of Springbok players around him, but he does it and gets over the line, and they capitalise on all of that breakdown work that they've done.
Just another look at it too. The impasse went to Gear. He was able to offload to Kahui. He had plenty of work to do, Richard Kahui. 3 Springboks in the action. 2 of them tried to drag him down, but he was able to get it over the line. So that was the action on the field. Inside the dressing room, Gary Gold has a fair bit to say for the Springboks. So they'll be relatively happy with the way things went for them in the first 40.
Yeah, they certainly will be, because let's face it, they were under the pump and lots of breaks were made on them as well. When you have a look at the stats, it shows a reasonably even game, but you have to say, if you're watching it objectively, really the All Blacks have made most of the breaks. They've conceded too many turnovers, however. 12 turnovers to the 7 from South Africa is probably not good enough. And the other thing that's really interesting to me is the line breaks. 2 clean line breaks from the All Blacks. That's what they need to do, and that they need to capitalise on it more to get the points.
6 penalties against the All Blacks. 4 have been kicked by Morné Steyn. 15-5 at half-time. The magnificent Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium here in Port Elizabeth. A capacity crowd in attendance. 15-5 at half-time, the Springboks. Let's hear from assistant coach Wayne Smith for the All Blacks.
Well, Wayne, you've played a lot of rugby, but they're ahead by 10 points at half-time. And what have you been talking about in there?
Yeah, it's about patience, isn't it? We've made enough line breaks probably to win a couple of games. They've tended to throw the ball away or lose it in the contact. So it's about making right decisions on that ball retention. Getting the first player in at halfback can move the ball and we can play again. But we've got to get some ball retention. As soon as we turn it over or we give a penalty away with ill discipline, they get it down in our territory and they'll knock goals over or drop goals.
And discipline in their half going to be crucial, because Steyn's not missing at the moment, is he?
Yeah, discipline in their half as well, because it's the same thing. If they kick it down the corner for a line out, we don't want that either. So discipline all round is critical. Go forward, do the hard yards, and then if we free up some space, a bit of patience.
Thanks, Wayne.
Cheers.
So the thoughts there of Wayne Smith as we await the arrival of the players back on the field, Justin, and just get the feeling it's got a little breezy here as well.
Yeah, it certainly has. It looks like the wind's picked up. I think a couple of times in the first half with the goal kicking of Slade, also a couple of bombs that went up, that possibly they might have been going into the All Blacks. So it'll be interesting when Tony Johnson gets back down sideline, where the All Blacks will have a bit of an advantage with a wind at their tail. And you'd have to say that Morné Steyn also was banging those kicks over from halfway quite comfortably when he was playing that particular way. So weather conditions may play a part advantageous to the All Blacks in the second half.
Yep, we'll have to wait and see. The All Blacks back on the field, just having a quick look, and it looks as though they have retained the same 15 players that went on. Of course, the Springboks did lose Patrick Lambie about halfway through that first half, and Francois Hocart is on the field for them. Heinrich Brousseau was another who left the field, but that was simply a blood bin, and he came back late in the first half.
Nisbo, there's also been a change, I think, in their front row. I saw Guthro Steenkamp coming out of the dressing room with a tracksuit jacket on. So either CJ Funderlinda or Beeston Tawarera will probably be on the field for the start of the second half from the Springboks. We'll find out now. Here they come.
Okay.
It's the Beast.
It is the Beast. Number 17 is on.
Well, we got some very interesting footage to have a look at when you were away for the break in New Zealand. We got to see the inside of the Springbok changing room, and De Villiers was very animated. He spoke a lot, but his body language was banging his fist, basically just saying, keep going forward, keep being physical. You could read what he was saying without actually hearing it by his body language, and I would suggest they're just going to keep hammering away the Springboks, which is encouraging, because if they're doing that, then New Zealand know that they can completely run them ragged. They just need to be persistent, and as Wayne Smith said, capitalise on the line breaks, be slightly more patient, and it'll come.
So there is the change. Steenkamp is off. Tawarera is on. Springboks to kick off then. Morné Steyn. Jacques Fourie, and a quick look at him there.
Okay, kicker.
Right, second half is underway here at Port Elizabeth as Steyn kicks off. Habana's gone up quickly, but it's been nicely claimed by Israel Dagg.
Leave it now.
Very important win there for the All Blacks. Sonny Bill Williams, across it goes to Slade, into midfield for Kano, and Jerome Kano is 10 out from his own 22, and Cowan slips the pass to Slade. We saw a fair bit of this from the All Blacks in the first half. Oh, he lost it. Fourie du Preez, and Gear gets there. And the Springboks have got just enough players back. Or have they? The All Blacks fancy their chances, yeah. And the little kick made by Cowan. Not sure anybody else knew about it, though. And it's been easily contained by Spieth.
Well, he hasn't looked comfortable under the high ball, Forey du Preez, and I think the All Blacks need to persist with that tactic of kicking to him. The other thing it does is he's back there, you can see him now, he's the catcher, he's closed his eyes. No wonder he's going to drop it. He's falconed himself, but however, and then he kicks and he stays back, which opens up the opportunity for the little chip over the defensive line, because usually the halfback sweeps there and covers those chips. However, he's not in the position to do that.
Steyn from the 22. All Blacks, oh, nobody looked comfortable under that. Finally, it was Liam Messam who got back. And, well, now, this will be interesting, because it's a penalty on halfway, and we reckon, TJ, the All Blacks might have a slight wind advantage now, perhaps.
Yeah, it's only slight, but there's definitely a breeze. I'd say more drifting down the ground. He's not going to shoot for goal. Might be feeling it a bit more up where you are, which might explain the ball maybe swirling around just a little bit once it gets up high. Down at ground level, you can't really feel it.
Okay, well, it's a good attacking position here for the All Blacks then. Just over 2 minutes into the second half.
2 meters, 3.
They've shortened their line out, and they go short to Woodcock. It'll be there for Cowan eventually. Now Slade into centre field. Kahui, but Brousseau. Another lively game as you expect. Cowan just hesitated for a moment. Got gear and support, lays it back nicely. Here's running onto it is Messam off the Cowan pass. This is the way the All Blacks want to play, ball in hand. Out into centre field for Kano, contained by Matfield and a good tackle. Now Cowan again, Colin Slade, Williams rips it across for Kahui. Springbok defence holding up, but the All Blacks will try and run them ragged here in the second half if they can.
Release.
Now Cowan again for Slade.
Release and tackle.
Borders there again. Slade back into position. Off it goes to Dag. Had to wait for the ball. And the Springboks have ripped it away from him. He's lost it in contact. And off goes Borta. Gear hangs on to him and turns it over, I think. That ball was lost. And he's had to go back and play the initial knock-on.
Well,
Nice work by Colin Slade there. He was one of the guys getting in and actually disrupting possession. But again, the All Blacks trying to keep their patience, and then that mistake just as they were starting to threaten.
Off the breakout, Bucky's Borta, he had Brian Habana. See Habana here. Habana notices and he took off. If Bucky's could have saw him, Bucky's, however, was intent in just trying to run over somebody, so thankfully he got cut down. But if he had seen Habana, Habana was right off his shoulder and he was in some space.
Don't shift off the mark. Right here.
Well, an opportunity in the second half to have a look at John Arthur.
Crouch.
And he's up against the beast.
Pause. Engage. Leave it 6.
du Preez. Steyn.
Don't obstruct it.
Just on halfway. And not claimed by Toiava. Turned over. Now an opportunity. Matfield. Oh, good tackle. And he knocked it on. They're not happy about the tackle, the Springboks. They're whinging and saying that it dumped him on his head, but I don't think so.
No, he just smashed him. And that's not anywhere near being a penalty. They're probably lucky, the All Blacks. That didn't look like an advantage to me from the knock-on. It was only 2 passes, and then the big Kahui tackle. That was an advantage to the Springboks. So the All Blacks can be quite thankful off that knock-on that they have managed to get the ball back. But here's the tackle coming now. This is the second pass in. Kahui, he just drives into him. That's fine, no problem.
Immediately turns to the referee. From assistance was Forey du Preez, not given. Now Barkey's board has gone down. Been running around a bit in the second half. The Springboks need a break. 5 minutes in.
Well, they've had a good look at it 3 or 4 times on the replay on the big screen here.
Time back on.
So there's a few boos going around the ground. I think there's a sense around the ground here that
Let's go second
this
row.
could still, Springboks leading by 10, go either way. If the All Blacks strike first in the second half, then it really is game on.
I'd like to see them go to the right here with Dag. Use Dag, he's been on fire.
Not controlled at the back. Now Messam had to go back. Now he is bumping off Brousseau. Good strong run.
That's a mark.
Now Brousseau goes back hard though. And the All Blacks have it with Cowan. Slade again drops the little kick and anticipated well though by Hawkart. Oh, JP Peterson very nearly dropped that. Now here's Israel Dag calling for Toiava to come on the angle, and he does so. Runs smack into Peterson, and the Springboks hold him up. And the All Blacks don't have a big numbers here at the ball, and in fact it's been turned over. Matfield gave it off to De Villiers. Kahui got to him pretty quickly though. Now Dupria. Here's Brousseau. Hawkart goes in and plays halfback. He can do that. Now Steyn heaves it out into midfield. Good tackle by Sonny Bill Williams. There's plenty of black jerseys there. They've driven over the top of this. Knocked it on, I think, too. Not given as Thompson frees it up. Here's a chance for Dag. Finding a bit of space. Israel Dag, he could go all the way. Chased. Can't quite get there. Pumps it up at Cowan. Jimmy Cowan, what a try.
It was forward. I think it had to be forward.
Indeed. But he can't rule on a forward pass. But he can't go upstairs for a forward pass.
No, he can't.
Josh, I hear you.
Is this a try? Yes or no?
Try yes or no, I come back to
Oh,
you.
he's bailed out a bit here. Try yes or no. He can only rule on what happens over his side of that white stripe.
I don't think there's any problem with the fact that Cowan scored the try. I think it's the pass was forward.
But he can't rule on that.
No, I know that. That's definitely forward.
But he can't rule on it, you're right.
Well, I do know that, but he can say to his touch judge, was that a forward pass?
That's why I think it's a bailout call.
Yeah.
Now, they cannot rule on this, but they're going to.
Well, they can't. This is ridiculous.
We all saw it. It's forward.
Sean Feldsman is the man upstairs.
I don't know. I can't understand what they're looking at then.
Yes.
If what you're saying is right, here we go.
What's coming up?
I tell you what, the roof will come off if this is awarded.
Well, hang on. Well, we almost lost control of it, didn't it?
Is this a permanent substitution?
George, Johan,
Yes, Johan.
regarding the grounding, there was no problem with the grounding of the ball there. Do you need any other information before the goal line?
Yes.
There was a forward pass.
Thank you.
Oh,
Oh, no. No, no, no.
well, to explain it, as Tony and Grant have said, under the rules of the TMO can only adjudicate on anything that happens over the try line.
I think what's really troublesome about that is the fact that the TMO went back to the referee with a question.
I sort of understand, do you know what I mean?
Oh, the
Because
right
pass is
decision's
forward,
been made.
and the right decision has been made, absolutely. However, they don't have the ability to be able to do that, which is where it's wrong and not right for New Zealand.
Yeah.
Big time. We will hear a hell of a lot more, everybody, but however, the game does continue.
Bucky's Bota gone, Danny Rousseau on a 19.
Right, so let's get on with it. Only 8 minutes gone in the second half. Some real controversy as Dupria feeds it up. The All Blacks trying to trap the Springboks near their own line. Steyn is almost standing on the dead ball line, and he got his kick away. Toiava's got it. He thought about going quickly.
Well, let's go back to. We're going to hear a lot more about this, so there's no point in us going on about it. This will be reviewed after the game. So let's think about the break, though. Again, Israel Dag they just need to get the ball in his hands. He's looking so lethal every time he touches it. It was a great tackle by Hoggard to finally get him.
Thrown in, and nicely done by Sam Whitelock. Short pass from Cowan. Thompson goes down heavily. Legal though. Now another short one. And Messam.
Another forward one too, really.
Now Cowan again. Mamiya Lamu. And a very late call. Who's doing the refereeing in this game? Who is doing the refereeing?
That was Brousseau. Look at him, he's a warrior, isn't he? He was the man who got in there. I'm not entirely sure that he wasn't approaching that ruck from the side. He was the one who disrupted what the All Blacks were doing, and eventually the All Black player did knock the ball on. Here's Brousseau here, he's coming from the side. He's illegal with what he's done. He hasn't actually got the ball, but he's done enough to enable the All Black player to knock the ball forward.
Well, we've seen enough though today. He's missed a couple, he's been bumped off a couple of tackles, but we've seen enough to see just how much the Springboks have missed him though. His nose might not be quite the same shape it was when the game started.
Yeah, you're right. The breakdown turnovers, New Zealand have only got 2, and the Springboks have got 5, so they've been more efficient in that area, actually turning the opposition ball over. And yeah, you're right, a lot of that's got to do with Brousseau, but you've got to wonder if there's some more gamesmanship going on here. We know how old and experienced this Springbok pack is. They seem to be breaking through injuries quite a bit right now.
Yeah, so they will try and slow the tempo down in the second half. I mean, they're in a winning position. They're 10 points in front.
Well, they have to slow it down because the All Blacks, when they're playing at speed, Springboks are only just hanging on at the moment.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Right, so Dupria. Steyn looking to get them outside their 22, and he certainly is able to do that.
You can see the confidence coming back into Morné Steyn's game. He hasn't had the best of seasons, but he's knocked a few goals over. He's got a drop goal, and he's just starting to look like the guy that was so good a few years ago.
Yeah, I agree. However, for them on attack, the Springboks, he needs to take the ball to the line. He hasn't been tackled yet tonight, which makes it easy for the All Blacks to just push off him. He's not confrontational enough for my liking.
All Blacks lose their line-out throw. Thompson goes across and buries Dupria. Should be on the Springbok side, though. Danny Rousseau driven back. Good tackle by Adam Thompson. Ball there again for Francois Hoggard. Now he's decided to let the regular number 9 do it. And now the kick. Jose Gear. And Israel Dagg thumps it away. Good kick. Clearing it away down towards halfway. In fact, over halfway to the 10-metre line.
Yeah, that's a good kick. He's playing so well, isn't he? And just have a just for everybody at home, just keep your eye on Morné Steyn as we're going to have a substitute, and just watch how deep he plays and how he doesn't take the ball to the line.
Well, you can see the change being made. John Arfour leaves the field. Ben Franks on to play tight head prop in 17.
Well, Ben Franks will love the confrontation.
He certainly will.
I'm starting to wonder whether Victor Matfield might not have a bit of a hamstring injury. He's being attended to again, and of course Bucky's Botha has already gone off.
So already most of the second half has been played inside the Springboks half, which is where we are now. So you can see the attention going on Matfield. Looks high up there on the thigh, so possibly a hamstring, or he could just be getting his lifting tape redone. Who knows? The wily old customer, over 100 test caps, so plenty of experience there.
Yeah, they were giving it a good stretch just before, though, Justin, because that will be a worry if he's injured, because what have they got left? They've got one loose forward, John Smith, CJ Funderlinda. They haven't got any locks left.
.11 minutes gone, second half. 15 points to 5 still. Bismarck du Plessis. Well, the All Blacks have got in front. Matfield didn't want to call himself in that jump. That's interesting. And it wasn't an effective line-out at all.
Ali Williams.
Now Ben Franks wants to get a touch, but they've gone behind him, and Slade puts a little one in behind. Coming through, knocked on, snapped up by Peterson. Dupria, Stain again. Gear looks comfortable under the high ball. Now Dag. Toiava's got to lead the charge. Come down around about the halfway line.
Oh, Dupria, you got one.
Yeah, well done. Now the call will go up as the beast gets his hands on it. Scraps a couple of metres, that's about it. Now Willem Alberts. He's a big, powerful man. Nessam tried to hang on. Now Dupria finding Stain. The inside pass for Yanni Duplessis. Dupria again. Stain. Peterson set him up well and truly. Stain, he's not very brave. Not bad at setting others up as the little kick goes through. And it's a good one.
Well, that's what he does so very well. You can watch him there in that sequence. So he plays so deep that he's got plenty of time. But what he does not do is attract defenders around him. So it's easy for players to push off. But yet he's got plenty of time when he sits in that pocket to drop goals or plug the ball into the corner like he's just done. But we've got to change it half-back by the look of it, TJ.
Yeah, Andy Ellis on and 20 for Jimmy Cowan.
Played well, Jimmy Cowan. He's made plenty of breaks. He's been cut down just short of the line. He's had a try scored that's been disallowed, which we'll all hear plenty more about, but been impressive today, Jimmy.
Big throw here for Kevin Mialamu. Springboks will put pressure on. And Thompson, they've used him a fair bit. Ellis gets his first touch. Now Slade out to midfield. Lovely pass it right in front of the goalposts. The All Blacks showing a certain degree of bravado there. Here's Thompson, who's got away from the line out.
Release the winger! Release, winger! Release! Release!
Ellis fighting to get the ball back. It's outside the 22, so they won't be able to kick this directly out on the full.
Ellis looks like he's going to kick.
Peterson. Oh, he got nailed well and truly by Kahui. Just on the All Black side of halfway with Furi Dupria. Now Stain, he's going to bomb high as well. Toiava looks like he's got this one in his sights. Now it's been knocked down by the Springboks. Toiava and Pierre Spies. His first man there. No, it's Danny Rousseau. Now he's feeling his calf as well.
No, well, he obviously, as you mentioned before about Matfield, he can move into the second row if they do run into some problems, but they haven't been good under the high ball tonight, the Springboks. They've put plenty down. The pressure from the All Blacks has been good, and more importantly, the kicking has been accurate. I like the fact that they've injected Ellis into this game at this stage. I think he at the moment is the quickest passer. He gets to the breakdowns the fastest in the country, so he's the best clearing halfback, particularly at breakdowns. I think it's good with the tempo they need to play at now to try and run the Springboks ragged. It's a good substitute.
Now Ellis. Toiava's come in from the blindside wing. Attracts a few defenders. Ellis will get there quickly. Releases it off to Slade. Peterson dropping back once more. And the All Blacks, well, I think it was Kahui fell over on the run up towards Peterson. So there was no pressure at all. There's Dupria away for Habana. Looking for some space in behind the All Blacks, but Toiava is back and with plenty of time. Now Dag. And once more a good solid clearance by Israel Dag, and that's a beauty again.
Well, I don't know what you're seeing down there, Tony, but I think definitely the All Blacks have possibly got to think a little less about kicking. At the moment, they try and steal the little kicks in over the line, kicking the ball back to the Springbok. I think they've got to believe in their attack, hold on to the ball more.
Well, every time one of the back three or Kahui runs at them, if they're not completely breaching the line, they're certainly semi-breaching it. So, yeah, surely ball in hand. The last 3 minutes we've got.
Plenty of time.
Barkey's brought us back. Good line-out take by Spies. Bismarck du Plessis has it trapped as the march of the Maul. Not a bad one either. There's a couple of little games going on there. Some players didn't quite know which Maul the ball was in.
Well, that's Maul.
And the All Blacks have held it up long enough.
Messam was very intelligent there. He was the man who came through first. He looked at the referee, decided that it was a good option for him to not stay involved. However, Ali Williams did stay, and he was onside, and he was the one who actually got his hands around the player with the ball and helped the All Blacks turn that ball over, and they did very well there, the All Black forward pack, very intelligent.
Well, there's an interesting possibility coming up here, guys. Warming up in jersey 21, Piriwipu, and it looks like he is going to get a run at first 5.
It's got to be why they've got him on the bench, I think, tonight.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Scrum fed by Ellis. Bit untidy.
It's all broken up. We'll have it again. Sam put in. It's all broken up.
Well, the crowd aren't happy, but the Springboks will be happy with this because it's just chewed up another half a minute.
Yep, time ticking by, 18 gone.
Straight drive.
This is the area I'm talking about where, you know, it's around about this zone that you usually think about doing something and then kicking. I think here, this is where the All Blacks need to just try and hold on to the ball, build some phases, try and break them apart. That's a great view of it, a good place to attack.
Well, penalty.
However, scrum first.
Adam Thompson penalised.
Broke his spine.
Yep, Springbok scrum tonight has been formidable.
Yep. Just there.
So this is the scrum. It's a pretty good hit from the All Blacks, but then the second shove comes in, and Thompson, you can see there, just broke his bind early and was offside. Unnecessary, really, from the All Blacks, but the scrum was what made him do that in the first instance. It was not strong enough.
So Mornay Steyn, he's done it again.
Certainly no need for New Zealand to panic. They've got more than enough capabilities, X-factor players and talent out there to score 2 tries in the remaining amount of time, which is plenty of, 20 minutes. Just need to stay composed and believe in themselves, which is what they've been very good at so far this season.
Right, so Slade makes the kickoff. Spies this time under the ball.
It's not a rock. Not a rock.
All Blacks not committing at all to that ruck. Now Bismarck du Plessis. Dupria. Off to Steyn. Outside is 22. Straight down the middle for Dagg. And that wasn't in the plan for sure. And off goes Israel Dagg. Slade quickly gets forward. Unnecessarily so.
Again, you can see why, though. That kicking is quite aimless from the Springboks. They're just booting it down midfield. This is the pass that drifts forward.
But Kahui had got ahead of him, hadn't he, Justin?
Yeah.
He didn't really need to throw it when he did.
No, he just threw it a bit early, but they still had created the opportunity to break through. I think the All Blacks, they had Matfield and Co out there. I think they just need to be patient. Wayne Smith spoke about it at half-time. We heard him in his interview saying We've got enough out there. We just need to be patient and composed. But here's the big change you were talking about, TJ.
Yeah, Colin Slade is going to leave the field, and Piriwepu on in 21. He looks like he might have injured himself too, Slade.
Yeah, he's not comfortable at all.
And John Smith on,
This is a big call.
replacing Bismarck du Plessis. Big roar for the Springbok captain.
Yeah, big roar, I agree. However, Bismarck du Plessis, for me, has been a giant today, and he can feel slightly aggrieved. He hasn't got a smile on his face. I think it's dangerous to take influential players like this, ball carriers. He's shaking his head off the field. The All Blacks have done the same, however.
Yeah.
What a big change from them.
Andrew Horan in 16 for the skipper. So one skipper leaves, another skipper comes on. And John Afoa might be required to come back here. I think there's an issue with Tony Woodcock.
Yeah, Afar is coming back.
Deb Robinson, the doctor, was out just a short time ago. In fact, you can see Tony Woodcock's not even there. He's walking around the far side of the field, and you just wonder about Tony Woodcock. He's had that injury. It has to be an injury substitution, doesn't it?
Yep.
Although we've seen a little bit of, well, variation of the rules here this evening.
Yeah, there he is, Tony Woodcock. He's way down by the All Blacks goal line. So with the World Cup announcement only a couple of days away, that could be pretty significant.
Although, to be fair, he's holding a towel, I think, over his nose. It may well be a blood bin.
It's too early.
Well, back to the task at hand. The Springboks have got themselves into a good position here, but they've made some changes. The All Blacks also, this game can still swing either way. Still plenty of action to come, I'm sure of it, and a lot more drama.
Stay on 20.
Yeah, I think this is a blood bin substitution for Woodcock.
Here's a little kick in behind. Oh, what a collision. Penalty for the All Blacks, and I think Jean de Villiers is the one who's come off second best. Israel Dagg, how brave was that?
Oh, that's courage. That is courage, but from both players. Now, I'm finding it hard here how referee Clancy can penalise de Villiers. What did he do wrong? He's just going for the ball. That's just a collision through.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, I can't see how he's been penalised for that, and he's come off second best. He's still down. That's unlucky. That's great camera work, which shows the commitment of both players. I'm sure he's going to look at the referee when he stands up and goes, was that me? You penalised me.
What did I do?
Okay, let's go.
Let's go, he says.
He's standing there with his hands on his hips.
I've got to put myself together.
Go where? Well, he's a real trooper, real warrior, Jean de Villiers, but he does not look all that flash at the moment.
So the penalty taken by Piriwepu and the All Blacks. They've got to get a wriggle on. 18 minutes to go.
Going for a full line out.
Off the mark.
They have breached a couple of times with their set moves. Nice and flat to the line. I'd like to see them go there again. It's a great view of the attack they've got.
Andrew Hoare throws. Kano off the top. Ellis to Sonny Bill Williams. Good leg drive as they make ground just out from the 22. Now Ellis. Once again, good momentum. Snapped up by Hoare. And Orr ran into his own bloke, I think.
Yeah, it was unlucky. It was Afoa he ran into. Afoa was just trying to get himself out of the way of the ruck. He came in from the wrong angle. Problem is he kept running rather than stopping, but I didn't really have much of an option. If you stop, you're in danger of running into the player anyway.
Yes, just want to confirm or clear up the situation with Tony Woodcock. Definitely a blood nose. In fact, I'd say by the way he's fiddling with his nose, it may well be broken.
John! Crouch! Touch! Pause! Engage!
Furu Dupria then, right on the Springbok 22.
Stay on! Stay on! It's broken up. Allow it again. It's broken up.
Well, there's no doubt the Springbok scrum has had an ascendancy tonight.
Well, the All Blacks would have been taken by surprise there, though, I think. It's not usual for a team here to scrum, to keep the ball in the back of the scrum in this type of territory, this field position, and try and push and win a penalty. So the All Blacks will be onto this. I'll be very surprised if they get pushed backwards with my scrum knowledge in this instance.
Engage.
So Dupria gets it in again. Back now for Steyn. All done from inside the 22, so that's fine.
Well, that's what he's very good at.
Stand on the line, Green.
Morné Steyn, he clears well. He got that far enough in at the All Blacks, but Habana chased well to stop them from counter-attacking.
Hawth throws quickly. Whitelock. Now Ellis to Wepo. Williams just over the halfway line. Now Kahui backing his way into the Springbok defence. Ellis stays blindside. Oh, it's been taken away. I don't think Ben France was expecting that pass. Hawkart gets in there. Steyn,
Stop 5.
the bailout option.
Just has so much time sitting back there.
Just boot it. See what happens after that. Now here's Dag. From inside his 22, Israel Dag. He's going to have a bit of a rip. Off it goes to Tauiava's up the middle. Now he's opened them up. Tauiava, he's got some support. Ellis is there. All Blacks need a quick recycle, and they've got it too. Wepu sends it wide. Whitelock off to Franks.
Where's the wingers?
All the small numbers out there as Ellis drags it out again. Wepu looking to step his way through. Got a lovely offload. Now here's Ellis. 5 metres away, the All Blacks.
Release. Shoot him in, that's fine.
Kahui. Now here's Messam. Wepu again. Williams holds it up. Beautiful offload again. Now Gear. Still only 5 metres short of the Springbok goal.
Brousseau's got it again.
Well, you do wonder. It surely was a ruck. But anyway, here's Steyn, and now the All Blacks are penalised.
Well, they were penalised for offside. It was Brousseau that got the turnover. He was the second arriving player. He was on his feet. He's the man who's down now. Look at him. He is a warrior.
Oh, that's the face you'll see on the front page or the back pages of the papers. Here's where it came. He made the tackle.
He's
I
fine.
don't know that he released him, did he?
No, he's fine. I think he's done extremely well there. Richie McCaw will be sitting at home, and I'm sure, as frustrated as he is, he'll appreciate that work from Brousseau. Very clever, very well done.
Well, more changes coming for the Springboks.
4.
And let's see whether the All Blacks are going to reciprocate.
Well, Danny Rousseau coming back on in 19 and Ashley Johnson in 20. Off comes the big man Willem Alberts. Haven't really seen a lot of him today.
Oh, we mentioned Schmidt. He was the man who got run around before by Toiava. They'll be hoping they don't pay for that substitution. He's been very vulnerable on defence so far this year, John Schmidt, as great a player as he is.
Line-out throw goes to Spies. Hands it back to Brousseau. And the Springboks will just keep it tight here. Brousseau. Now he gets isolated. Ball popping loose. Snapped up by Hawkart. Andrew Hoare desperately trying to get a hold of it. Now here's Ashley Johnson.
Roll away. Stand side. Stay here.
Dupria is going to send it wide for
Release that.
Yanni du Plessis.
No hands.
Looks like Dupree's going to kick again.
I'm North 4. Took a touch all onside.
Gear. Nicely done by Jose Gear. So the All Blacks have possession as Ellis slings it wide for Wepu. And a long probing kick by Piri Wepu. Steyn is back. But the All Blacks have made considerable ground out of that.
Very clever from Piri Wepu. The Springbok defence again rushed up. The All Blacks had plenty of numbers, but Fourie and co came up, and he read it very well there to Turi Wepu.
Well, this is CJ Funderland about to come on for Yanni du Plessis, tight head prop. And Victor Vito on for the All Blacks, and as well as that, Jared Hoyata. Jared Hoyata in 18 replacing Ali Williams. Liam Messam goes off, so it'll be Vito to number 8.
Well, just over 10 minutes remaining for these guys to make an impact. Andrew Hoare almost threw it too far, but it went to Ellis eventually, and Ellis goes on a good run.
Release tackles.
10 out from the 22, Andy Ellis.
Leave it.
Hoare's going to play at halfback. All Blacks will throw everything into this last 10 minutes for sure. Now Ellis gets it off to Wepu. Quick transfer, beautifully done. Toiava dragged it in. Now he's one-on-one with Peterson.
Oh, he lost it.
Oh, he lost the ball.
Hit the ground. Ball was knocked down.
He knows it. You can see it. He knows. However, he's played very well so far this evening. He's impressed me every time he's got a chance. He's strong, he's quick. He's looked very good with ball in hand, and his defence, as we know, is very solid. It's just here as he sums it up. Wepu has done very well since he came on. Offload from Williams. Boy, Habana was gone there. Toiava puts the footwork on here, and he just gets hit up top. Just drops it as he goes to ground. Another Springbok down.
Let's go. Here's the man. Okay, try and stay as straight as you can. Just
All
back
Blacks
a
have
half
done
step there. That's good.
most of the attacking in the second half,
Small, you can
but
keep
haven't
around.
added to their half-time score of 5. Just a penalty goal by Mornay Steyn, 18 points to 5.
Touch. Pause. Engage. It's gone down. We'll have it again. Let's move it in here. Move it in half a step. Get your bind up. Get your bind up.
Big scrum here for the All Blacks. They'd love to put some pressure on.
No,
Yeah, they certainly will. The Springboks from this position, this is a great view of it. They won't be wanting to pass to Mornay Steyn, and his body language shows that. Hands on hips. He doesn't want the ball in this position. So they'll look to punch it up first with the Villiers here with the orange boots, or perhaps Spieth off the back first to give him better time.
Oh,
Or they'll get a free kick.
Yeah, got a free kick. So they're happy to kick it out. It won't be their line out, but nevertheless.
Well, I think we've seen here how the Springboks are going to play it at the World Cup. They're not going to try and play too much footy. They're going to boot the ball, they're going to chase it, they're going to really try and put pressure on in the collision areas, hopefully force errors, capitalise on them, force penalties, kick the goals.
Okay.
It's won them the World Cup before,
11 black.
and that's their blueprint. The All Blacks have played a lot of rugby here today. They've made a lot of breaks, but they just have not. If they turned half of them into points, the All Blacks would win this test.
3 men.
I think Corey Jane might be on too.
He is.
CJ. 3-man line out.
Yeah, he's gone out to the left wing to replace Jose Gia.
Hand it over.
Whitelock off the top. Here's Wepu to the line. Off to Vito.
Release.
As the All Blacks set this right in centre field. Now Ellis fires it back on the inside for Thompson. Good run. Almost to the 22. Holds it up nicely.
Referee's gone down.
The referee's been flattened.
Stay here.
Nice tackle, Ashley
He's all right.
Thompson.
Now here's Wepu again. Gets it away for Dag. Quick hands, Kahui. Dragged in almost. And it's gone loose and snapped up by Jacques Fourie.
I'm still playing advantage.
He's still playing the
Hands
advantage.
up, black. Leave it.
We've got numbers on the right, the Springboks.
Advantage over now.
Yeah, guess what? Doesn't matter.
No.
Well, they don't need to.
Play on.
All Blacks tired quickly. Now here's Toiava in a bit of space. Right on the 10 metres line.
Goal tackler.
Ellis again there smartly. Got it cleverly away. Kahui on the impasse from Hoare. Now Hoyata lays it back well. Here's Hoare. Not going anywhere at the moment, the All Blacks. Now Wepu gets wide. Corey Jane, good tackle on him. Ellis once again. Now Dag off to Afoa.
Leave it now.
Springbok defence holding up really well. As Ellis feeds it away for Sonny Bill Williams. A little flick on the inside. Kahui tried to hurdle over it. Now Ellis, he gets Habana, who gets the ball. And the Springboks have it back.
Adam Thompson, just no effort to release him. And I don't think we're going to see a dramatic late comeback a la Soweto this year.
Well, plenty of pats on the back for that man there on the screen, Brian Habana. His work rate has been superb tonight. The little things that you don't see, these are the things that do make a difference. He went through, gets the ball back. There's Thompson, who tries to turn him, but then didn't release. But Habana just starting to find some form at the right time.
Well, it's one of the great things about Brian Habana. They never give him the ball, but he just goes looking for it.
That's right.
Running out of time, the All Blacks. Just around 5 minutes.
Thank you.
John Smith.
Come on.
Springboks in control of this. They haven't been down this part of the ground for a while.
It's one.
Dupria waits. Now Steyn heaves it on to de Villiers. He's taken a bit of punishment tonight, John de Villiers, but he's resolute. Now the skipper. Dupria. Steyn again. Here's Spies. Big, powerful man, Pierre Spies. Ball is there again for Dupria. Brousseau. Heroic performance from him. Dupria once more. Here's de Villiers. Good run by John de Villiers. That's the 22-metre line. And coming in off the side, Danny Rousseau.
The All Blacks love a converted try. If they can snatch one, at least get a bonus point out of the game.
Israel Dag takes it quickly. They'll go to a line out around about 5 metres in Springbok territory. Danny Rousseau here hitting it on an angle.
It's good work from Ellis. He made Rousseau have to make that decision. A penalty.
Keep it.
Thompson's down here, so that's not going to help the All Blacks in what they want to try and do set piece wise. He's out of play in the background. So they're a man short at the moment.
Andrew
See him
Hall,
there, just in the background, right in behind the back line. That's Thompson missing in action at the moment.
Instead, they went for Jerome Kaino. Now here's Vito, but that went forward.
Brousseau getting a bit congratulatory there. Giving Sonny Bill Williams a round of applause. Looked like quite a nice offload. Haven't seen a lot on attack. He's been very good on defence. They've got nothing past him.
Yeah, I'm sort of with him. I didn't think that one was forward. There's been a few tonight. He gets the old head rub here. Nothing worse than that.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing.
Out of it.
I imagine players remember that sort of thing, Justin.
They certainly do.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Right, Dupria. Steyn again.
Stop 6.
Pretty good looking kick this. Jane has to go all the way back with Dag. There's a lot in front of them here with Israel Dag. And right on the 22-metre line. And back it pops for Ellis. Now Wepu probing. Got away from de Villiers. Then he slipped the pass to Whitelock.
All open play. Drop.
Now Andrew Hoare. Williams straight up the centre. Offloads beautifully to Ellis. No one else there though. Right on the 10-metre line. All Blacks hitting it hard. Ball turned over. Just didn't have anybody with him, Andy Ellis. Here's Peterson. Trying to jink his way through.
Well, he's done well. He bought himself some time. He needed it.
Dupria. Spies. Just in Springbok territory with a couple of minutes remaining. All Blacks desperate to get it back. Not going to, I don't think. So another penalty against the All Blacks. 10 against them tonight, 7 against the Springboks.
Let's go. Come on.
Well, it's been a frustrating game for sure. 3 points only in the second half.
That's a great kick.
That is a great kick.
So difficult. He's hit the outs. Basically, he's put the ball on its side, and he's hit the outside of the inside of the ball, I should say, to curl it in. That's superb. But you'd have to say, in its entirety in the match, the All Blacks have probably been beaten at the breakdown, which has proved fatal for them tonight. Been out-muscled, out-enthused, out-energised in that area, and the Springboks have lived off that tonight.
Well, the record of not winning a test match in Port Elizabeth is going to continue as the siren sounds and the Springboks try to boot it out. I don't know whether they've quite succeeded, so the All Blacks have one last shot at it as Wepu gets it across to Williams. Doesn't quite make it to the 22. And it's gone down, and this will be it. It is it. So the Springboks have the victory. 18 points to 5.
Well, as I just mentioned in the closing moments of this game, you'd have to say that the All Blacks certainly threw plenty at the Springboks tonight. They had enough ball, they made enough breaks, they just couldn't get themselves across that chalk to make it count on the scoreboard. The Springboks thrived off that. They were enthusiastic, energetic, particularly at the breakdowns. Their set piece, as we knew, would be very good with all of their experience. Because of that, they've come out with a result tonight. You'd have to say, under all the pressure they've been under, they came out and they performed and certainly showed that they're going to be a threat in a few weeks' time.
Well, a 13-point margin. It's not the biggest. 17-0. The Springboks beat the All Blacks way back in 1928 in Durban. So Kevin Mialamu is
well, Kevin,
standing by.
that's a tough night because you played so much rugby, but they ended up scoring all the points.
We were probably 10% off. We created a lot of opportunities there and just couldn't finish them off. A lot of them in the first half, and even a couple towards the end there. It's just a shame we couldn't execute and score those points.
Credit to the Springboks, they showed their desperation tonight.
I thought their defence was outstanding tonight, and just disappointing we couldn't get across the line. We worked bloody hard out there and just couldn't come away with the points we needed.
The other thing is that you can't give Mornay Steyn shots at goal because he's going to turn them into points, isn't he?
Oh, too right, and we probably got caught down in our half a couple of times, and they capitalised off that. But there were some good things there. We're just not far off it.
Yeah, it just seemed that any time or most times you tried to attack, you were able to make inroads or even clean breaks, and you're pretty unlucky technically not to get a try down in the corner.
It's little things like that, but we'll learn from that and make sure we take those on board. But we weren't far off tonight, even though the scoreline looks like that.
Any comment amongst the team about the manner in which that try was scored? Basically, the try was ruled out because of a forward pass not in the in goal.
And I suppose you can't. I think the ruling is you can't call on a forward pass, but hey, that's the way it goes, and that's the way the ball bounces sometimes. We just have to live with that.
Well, yeah, had to win in Australia anyway to take the Tri Nations. Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed, and we'll make sure we get better over the next week.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, TJ.